I hope your day is full of mashed potatoes and sour cream and pot pie and strudel and ice cream, specifically mint chip flavored ice cream, because if you don't like mint chip ice cream, then just get out of this podcast. I'm a mint chip enthusiast. I don't know why. I'm not even normally like a fan of mint by itself, but something about the contrast of the mint flavor with the chip texture, it just does something to your girl. Love it. Love it so much. Love a mint chip. I hope your day is full of French fries and gravy and bagels with like toasted perfectly with cream cheese and apple pie a la mode and what else? Chili with cornbread. And it's a comfort food intro. You guessed it. It's time to soothe yourself with food. That's what quarantine is about. It's about mac and cheese. It's about figuring out new hobbies that you didn't even know that you were into, that suddenly you're into. You know, quarantine's a good time to get comfortable, to treat yourself to some comfort foods, to find out who you really are. Is this an inspirational speech? Maybe. I get inspirational sometimes, especially when I smoke that good shit. And by good shit, I mean the shit from Libra. What is Libra? Libra is an amazing dispensary. Their flagship stores in Palm Desert. They sponsor this podcast, and I couldn't be more honored because Libra is modern cannabis. When I go to the dispensary, I'm getting a full experience. These people know what they talk about. They're not idiots. They got budristas, and guess what? Now they have contactless delivery. That's right. Libra Shops. If you're in the desert area, follow them at Libra Shops on Instagram. You can shop on their website, Libra Shop. Get your weed delivered if you're in the desert. Treat yourself. Support them. They support the show. We want to show them as much love as possible. And I got creative with my intro today because I smoked some of this cookies strain. It's the Gary Payton strain. Love it. Thank you, Libra, for hooking your girl up. This made me a little bit creative. It helped me think of some comfort foods, and we love it. Something else that I love are socks. Why? Because we got to wear socks every day. They protect our feet from the environment. Have you ever thought about how important socks are? I think about it often. I'm like, oh, I'm so thankful that I have so many socks, and not just any kind of socks. I have oh yeah socks. And maybe you're sitting there and you're like, I have no clue what oh yeah socks is. Well, you're in luck because I'm going to tell you. I'm about to help you elevate your sock game. That's right. Look down at your socks right now. Are they dirty? Are you wearing any? If you're not wearing any and you're just barefoot all through quarantine, disgusting. You got to have the right type of socks. Let me tell you this. If you're a guy, bitches love socks. You know, a great way to get a girl's attention with a novelty sock. When I say novelty sock, I mean something printed, something that's exciting, something that's going to take the sock viewer on a journey. Maybe something like these socks right here by Oh Yeah Socks. Look at these. These are California socks. Maybe you miss your friend in California. Want to get him a pair of socks. They also have Florida socks. They got Vegas socks with cool like Las Vegas signs. They have these socks. They have so many different types of socks. They have alien socks, which I personally love. These are my favorite. One sock is white with black aliens, and then the other one is black with white aliens. They have socks for men, they have socks for women, they have socks for children, they have slippers, they have socks for surf, snow, you name it, they got it. They collaborate with a bunch of different unique graphic designers. So there's so many different designs. These rainbows are great. They make great gifts and they're affordable, especially with discount code Sara10. That's right, Sara10, Sara 10. The code's also in the description of this episode if you need to look back at it. And you can go to ohyeah.com. That's 3 O's H, yeah, YEAH.com. Shop Oh Yeah Socks. Discount code Sarah10. Follow them online as well. Oh Yeah Socks. That's 3 zeros. And by zeros, I mean O's. And HYEAH Socks on Instagram. Okay, guys, we have an amazing, incredible, fun episode for you this week. We get into it. We talk everything from board games to macaroni and cheese to me becoming an alien queen potentially and what that would even mean. It's a fun episode. You guys are going to enjoy it. I can't thank you guys enough for continuing to share the podcast with your friends, for commenting on it, for constantly leaving the reviews. They make such a big difference, and I really, really appreciate it. And I can't tell you how much your support means to me, especially while we're all locked up inside the house. I try to keep these podcasts as interesting as possible because they are solo. I pour my soul into the solo podcast. I riff off some notes this week. I riff off notes and questions. So if you have questions for me, always make sure to look out on my podcast. I put something up towards the end of the week and I say send your questions in for the next week's solo episode of Shank. And I wait for the questions to pour in. I will be also getting some guests on. We're going to do some Zoom guests. And then I will be doing a socially distant podcast episode with Chelsea Skidmore, which will be a 2-parter. Chelsea Skidmore is a hilarious comedian, one of my best friends. She's been on the podcast a few times and we get into it. We talk everything from like sex to skincare. She's a really fun guest, so I think you guys will enjoy that and it'll be good for me to have somebody to talk to. You know what I mean? But this week's episode, I gotta tell you, I did some good work this week as well. I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but sometimes when you're in quarantine, you gotta give yourself credit. I handled it. I discussed everything under the sun with you people. By you people, I mean with myself. I ping-ponged ideas back and forth with myself. I challenged myself this week. We talk indica. We talk sativa. What else do we talk about? We talk about, I don't know. We really cover a lot of ground, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So without further ado, here's this week's episode of Shank. Thanks, guys. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Shank. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is me, Sara Weinshenk. Here we are live from quarantine, giving you top quality content. Just your girl locked the fuck up in quarantine, ready to entertain you guys. I have my notes this week. I have some questions from you guys. We're going to get into it. Let's start with Mother's Day. Mother's Day in quarantine was weird. Hard to get gifts. You got to plan ahead. I am quarantined with my mother, so I had the luxury of spending the day with her, which was super nice. I've also lost my mind and had a photo shoot with a bottle of hand sanitizer, which I pretended was my child. I was cradling it. I was throwing it up in the air like I was catching it. If you haven't seen this incredible photo shoot, please go to my Instagram at Princess Shank, and it's all there. It's just me living life with my bottle of hand sanitizer, because at this point, what else is there to do? I don't have children. I told someone that my jokes are my children, but without comedy, it feels like they're all drowned in the bathtub, which is dark, but also kind of funny. So just roll with it. You know what I mean? I got a trampoline this week. Some of you may have seen it on my Instagram stories. Some of you may be like, I saw you flying high on that trampoline, defying the laws of gravity, doing the splits midair. If you saw me and you're like, where can I score one of those trampolines for myself? Go to Jump Sport Fitness at Jump Sport Fitness on Instagram. You can shop their 3 series and 5 series trampolines. Enter discount code SHANK, SHENK 10 for 10% off. And let me tell you, the trampoline hits differently when you're a woman in your 30s versus when you're a child. Do you know how fucking sore I am? I'm sore in places I didn't even know I could be sore. I and I feel like I've been training for a triathlon since I've entered into quarantine. I'm power walking, I'm swimming, I'm trampolining, I'm hula hooping. What's next? Trapeze? What's next? Pole vaulting? What's next? Track and field? What's next? Shot put? What's next? Golf? I don't know. I try to wear myself out now. You got to do a lot of activities to wear yourself out during quarantine. I mean, at least I have to do a lot of activities to wear myself out during quarantine because I have a lot of energy and I need to exhaust myself so I can sleep at night. Otherwise, I stay up wondering if we're going to get a second wave of COVID. So your girl over here is taking on all kinds of new activities. I played a game of catch today with my father. I didn't even know I could still play catch. And let me tell you, it was rewarding. If you can safely play a game of catch with somebody who you've been quarantining with, go for it. If you can't play a game of catch by yourself, just take a walk. Take a walk. I can't recommend physical exercise enough right now. Safely though, of course. Wear your mask, get involved. Somebody asked me what my favorite strain is, sativa or indica. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a sativa babe. I love a sativa. I love getting creative and feeling awake. It's like a little cup of coffee. Love writing jokes after a nice bowl of sativa, specifically this bowl of sativa. Let me show you right now what I've been smoking. I have been smoking this strain from Libra Shops. Follow them at Libra Shops on Instagram. They're a podcast sponsor. This is a sativa blend from Dine Bag. The strain is called Banjo, and it is sweet, piney, and zesty, and this is my favorite strain right now. Love it. That's what I smoke. That's what I've been smoking. That's what I'm high on right now. Thank you, Libra. Okay. I have more notes. Okay, here's a mental health update. I almost clicked on Lena Dunham's Instagram Live. Some of you might be like, why is that wrong? I don't know. There's something about Lena Dunham that's triggering to me. There's something just about Lena Dunham. I want to like Lena Dunham. I want to believe that she's good for feminism. I want to believe all of those things, but there's something about her. She always is just doing something a little off. You know what I mean? I think the intention is pure, but the way that it comes out, there's something off. That's just my opinion. Sorry, I don't want to strike any Lena Dunham nerves, but I knew I wasn't doing well last week when I almost watched her Insta Live. What do you think Lena Dunham's Insta Lives are? That's the real question. Some of you look better with the mask on. Yeah, I said it. Some of you, I'm like, damn, you look actually better with just your eyes exposed. You know, like this is your time to shine. This is your time to find love if you're great from the first half of your face up. It is your time to find love. Do your eyes up. Do a winged liner. Do a little extra mascara. Draw on those eyebrows. It's time to find love. It's quarantine. You're tired of being alone. Do your eyes up. Put gems on them. Who even cares anymore? But don't be going out with tears in your eyes if you're trying to find love and half of your face is covered. It's not a good look. No one likes runny mascara, especially during a pandemic. You heard it here on Shank. That's right. Nobody likes runny mascara, especially during a pandemic. It's a somber look. I wasn't planning on talking about, mascara, but solo podcasts are fun. You conquer a lot of ground. You cover a lot of ground. You cover and conquer a lot of ground when you're doing a solo podcast. I had the thought of making moon water. Yeah, moon water. Some of you might be like, that's some LA bullshit. I've never heard of quote unquote moon water. And you know what? You're probably right. A lot of bitches in LA, and by bitches I mean babes, and by bitches I mean men and women. A lot of bitches in LA are into some casual witchcraft. Just casual witchcraft. I know friends, they have cauldrons. I have friends burn incense, cast casual spells, have essential oils, have crystals, and you know what? I couldn't love them anymore. No, but like, so the moon was really full the other day. It was like some type of special moon. I don't know. I think it was was it the last full moon of 2020 or not? Am I just making that up? I don't know, but it was like a big deal moon, supposedly on the internet, according to Los Angeles witch culture. It was a big moon. So I thought, hey, why not put a mason jar out, fill it up with some water, let the moon hit it, and then drink it? People are saying that's a thing. The benefits of moon water are the following. Okay. It's supposed to be transformative. You can put a little bath water, put a little moon water in the bath. You can put a little moon water in your tea. You can water your plants with a little bit of moon water. You can also use moon water as a space cleanser, quote unquote, a space cleanser. I think that means just like as a way to kill the bad vibes in your room. That's me translating the witch words to layperson terms. I didn't do the moon water. Why? I mean, I was open to the possibility of having a transformative experience, although I could have just been really high. But I thought about it. I really wanted to like get up and put that mason jar of water directly underneath the glow of the moon. However, I also read online that you have to remove the moon water before the sun comes out, and there was no way I was that committed to getting up before the sun to get the moon water ready, because part of what I'm enjoying most about quarantine is the ability to sleep the fuck in. I like to sleep in. Some days I'm waking up at 11. Why? Because most of the day's already gone. You only have so many demons you have to face. No, that's dark, but also real. Life is definitely not normal. I went to the grocery store and I was like, the vibes in here are dark. Maybe you're like, what do you mean the vibes are dark? I mean, like, people at the grocery store that I went to were so bitchy. Everyone was like in their own struggle, and everyone was just ugh. Like, I feel like someone was gonna fight me for the last can of whipped cream, and now, like, how many weeks have we been doing this for? You know? Shit just gets crazier and crazier. I also got a few different masks. Are they here? No, they're not here. But you know what I did bring to show you something fun and different and keep this podcast moving? I brought a pair of different glasses just to change up the vibe. If you can't see this podcast, well then, sorry, you're missing out. Okay, well, I just put the glasses on, and I gotta be honest, they're dirty as all hell. I can't see a damn thing in these glasses. I have them on the bridge of my nose. I put on a pair of glasses just now, and I fully transformed into a librarian. I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, oh no, you've never had sex. That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm getting like, with these glasses, I've transformed into like a woman who makes hummingbird feeders and has a lot of magnets on her fridge. It's a very specific type of person. If you can't see the visual, then just use your imagination. Also, I look like somebody who might snack on Fig Newtons with these glasses on. Fig Newtons, what a joke. Fig Newtons, I bet they're not doing well. When was the last time you saw Fig Newton? Yo Nabisco, what's up with those Fig Newtons? Wasn't planning on talking Fig Newtons, but sometimes you gotta get creative when you're doing a solo podcast. You gotta keep your topics flowing. Yeah, I'll talk Fig Newtons. I'll talk Nutter Butters. Fuck it, let's talk Oreos. When was the last time you had an Oreo? Incredible. Oreos, incredible. Hi, okay. What else? What else do we want to talk about? I have my paper of questions. So let's pull out the paper of questions because that's why I have it. And I got my notes. Okay. What is dream podcast guests? Someone wants to know who my dream podcast guests are. Okay, here we go. Oprah, because who doesn't love Mama O? You gotta love Oprah. I don't know what the hell we would talk about. We would get soulful. I would ask Oprah about Stedman. What's going on there? I would ask Oprah about Gail. I would ask Oprah about The Secret. I think she's involved with that. Remember, she had that book, The Secret, on her show back in the day. I want to ask her, I want her to get candid about Dr. Oz. I want Oprah to sit down and get candid about Dr. Phil. Doesn't she run around with those two, or she used to? I want to know what's going on, you know? I want to know, what does Oprah have for lunch, honestly? What does Oprah have for a snack? What is Oprah's favorite way to chill out? Don't you want to know the answers to these questions, or is that just me? I also would love to have Steven Tyler on, because why the fuck not? I think he's an icon and a legend, and you never know which version of Steven Tyler you're gonna get, and like, I'm all for that. I also think Cher would be an incredible guest, just because she's an iconic legend. Who else do I have on the list? I would like to have Louis C.K. on. I think that would be a fascinating interview. Kanye would be an incredible guest. Grimes would be an incredible guest. Who else? Cheech and Chong, I would like to get them on. Somebody asked me, what draws me to cow prints versus other animal prints? Okay, so here's the deal. I fucks with all kinds of patterns and prints. I never like to limit myself. I go through phases where I prefer different prints more than others. I went through a phase like in my early 20s where I was obsessed with floral prints. It was more of like a shabby chic, weird phase that I went through. And I went hard in the paint in that. Yeah, I said hard in the paint. And now I can't really even look at florals. They just are like, ugh. It just reminds me of like old ladies and like potpourri and like loneliness and shortbread. That's how I feel about floral prints. Reminds me of shortbread and elderly women, and not for me right now, because I burnt myself out. I went too hard with the floral prints. Anyways, the question was about cow print. I like cow print because I like that it's black and white. I think it's a clean print. I think it goes with a lot. And I just feel like you don't see enough cow print. So why not? So that's why I picked out cow print. I also do like leopard print. I like the right amount of leopard print. You can't have too much leopard print or you look like a Las Vegas hooker. Yeah, I said it. I said Las Vegas hooker. Sorry if I insulted any Las Vegas hookers out there, but you probably wouldn't be insulted because you probably own a shit ton of fucking leopard print. And I own enough leopard print to be considered a Las Vegas hooker myself. Snakeskin, I fucks with the snakeskin print. Like a green snake skin print is fun. I like different color like animal prints. Like I have a red leopard jacket. I find that to be really fun. Okay. Somebody wants to know, where's a good place for a guy to get a pair of good, nice quality jeans? I think Levi's. Keep it simple, keep it classic. Go to levis.com. You can search, see. I always like to say, like, try to get like a slim fitting Levi. I think that a lot of guys have the fear of like, oh, I don't want to wear skinny jeans, but then they buy like these baggy pants and you're like, I know that you think those are skinny jeans, but those are just regular pants now. You know, nobody's wearing a baggy pant. You want a tapered look. But also at the same time, you're probably not going anywhere. So maybe just hold off on buying pants because we're all under lockdown. Somebody wanted to know if I could if I can act as any character from a book, who would it be? And I think it'd be like Daisy from The Great Gatsby, because like a 1920s period situation sounds really fun to me. Like, yes, I think I could get involved with that. Okay, this was a wild question. This was, if aliens landed and picked you to be queen, would you accept without questions? Absolutely not. I would have a ton of questions. The first question would be, what makes me qualified to be queen? You know, like, I don't know. What's your alien culture like? Are we going to be probing? What does a Saturday look like? What does being an alien queen look like? I mean, am I in charge of what? What would be my duties as a queen? Do I even have duties, or do I just have a bunch of little aliens that like bow down to me and bring me treats? Because if that's the case, then I would accept. there's the question's too vague. I need to know more about the circumstances in which I become the alien queen. I just drank a bunch of water. Hydration, friends. It's important. Some of you might be out there parched, thirsty. You might be saying, I wonder what's wrong. I feel dry. I feel quenched. And you know what? You just need a little bit of hydration. That's right. Water is the life force. It is the nectar of the gods. I wasn't planning on going on this water tangent, but sometimes when you're doing a solo podcast, you get innovative. You explore subjects you didn't even know you had the capacity to explore. I've been doing this thing to my face. It's called microneedling, and let me tell you, this shit is off the chain. I said off the chain because I've officially lost my mind. No, so basically microneedling, you take like this it's like a face roller. If you don't know about face rolling, then take a seat, pull up a chair, kick your feet up, and let me explain to you. So face rolling is these things that all these fucking skin influencers do, and you just like roll your face with like this like crystal. It's like a jade, and it's supposed to help with like, I don't know really what it's supposed to help with. I don't even know how to explain it. All I know is it's supposed to be good for your skin. It's supposed to help with your lymphatic system. But so I got this thing that's called microneedling, and it's like a little face roller, and there's needles on it, and it like punctures your skin, but then it stimulates collagen growth, and that's what I've been doing this week. A lot of microneedling. Does anybody care? No, because most of my fan base are in fact men, and they're probably freaked out by the fact that I take a tool with little needles on it and just put it over my face. But this is a moment of honesty. This is a moment of truth. This is a podcast of fun. I'll tell you that. You know what I haven't been doing this quarantine? Playing board games. Why? Because board games are for boring people. I don't want to play Scrabble. I don't want to play Clue. I know it was Mrs. Peacock in the study with the candlestick. Who cares? If it was Colonel Mustard, who cares? These people are fictional. Miss Scarlet. That bitch. She's always killing people with the rope in the, I don't know, in the garden. What are the rooms in Clue? Clue's a weird one. Clue? Actually, I don't mind Clue. Monopoly? Monopoly's a fucking commitment. Monopoly games can last years. It's like, ugh, by the time you have hotels, you're like, who cares anymore? You can get sent to jail. There's all kinds of weird. Monopoly's an exhausting undertaking. Anyone who loves Monopoly really just doesn't like themselves. No, I don't play Settlers of Catan. Settlers of Catan people, they're like their own weird cults. They're like, yeah, we're playing Settlers of Catan. What does that even mean? I'm trying to think of the other board games. I don't know. Backgammon? I don't even know how to play backgammon. Like, none of this appeals to me. Checkers, Chinese checkers. I don't even know how to play that anymore. Checkers, it's like king me. I don't know what else happens. What other games are there? Tic-tac-toe. Ugh. Nothing hurts more than losing a few games of tic-tac-toe as an adult. You're like, I should know better. I got to be more strategic with my moves. There's some squares that are always the safe ones. Somehow I always forget it. You know what I might do just for old time's sake? I got a slinky. I might throw that down some stairs. Just watch that go. That might take up an hour or so tomorrow. Just me and my slinky. Sometimes you have to find ways to kill time in quarantine. Just watch a slinky back and forth in your hands. Hold on. This is my impression of me holding a slinky. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. If you didn't get a chance to see that, go to YouTube, Sara Weinshenk. Just type in my name, Sara Weinshenk, and go to the most recent episode of Shank, and you'll see me there with a slinky, with an invisible slinky. I just did an impression of myself holding an invisible slinky. That's what's happening. Silly putty, now that's a fun thing. Silly putty is something I can get behind. Like, give me a stack of silly putty. Give me a heap of silly putty and a stack of comics and leave me alone. That's where I'm at. I'm like, just give me that, leave me alone. Also, Play-Doh. There's something about the smell of Play-Doh that just reminds me of like the good parts of childhood, like the parts where like I wasn't grounded. I did get grounded quite a lot because I lied a lot, and like I talked back. I was bad. I was really bad at math too. I remember like I failed geometry. I was like, bitch, I don't care about trapezoids. I don't know about how to use a projector. But I can tell you this. I can tell you that our teacher, her face, my geometry teacher's face, it had a lot of sun damage. I was preoccupied with the condition of her skin. I couldn't get past that to give a fuck about projectors or obtuse triangles or acute triangles or 90-degree angles or 180-degree, I don't know, polygons, octagons, geometry. Like, why did I even have to take that? I'm so glad I don't have to like pull out a compass and figure out the diameter of something. Do you even use a compass to do that? No, you use a compass to draw a circle. I don't know. That's why I failed geometry. I had to take geometry twice. Listen, I'm smart in some ways, really stupid in other ways. Socially, I like to think I'm smart. I can connect with people, which not everyone can connect with people. Have you ever had a bad social interaction with somebody? Nothing hurts more than that. Nothing hurts more than you're like when you leave the house during quarantine and somebody pisses you off and you're like, wait, I'm glad I'm in quarantine because I don't have to deal with the bullshit. I don't have to deal with these people. Maybe that's just an LA thing. Like the people, there's a lot of panic going on and not enough people are panic masturbating. That's right. Panic masturbation. It's a good way to calm down. Can't recommend it enough. Go to pornhub.com. That's not a podcast sponsor. That's just a genuine form of therapy from me to you. That's right. Pornhub.com. You heard it here. And, what else do we want to talk about? There was a video of Oprah trying to put on her duvet cover, which I have to say, it was hilarious because obviously putting on the cover of a duvet is challenging. If you don't know what a duvet cover is, you're probably a man, and I will explain it now. The duvet cover is the cover that goes over your comforter. It's hard and challenging to put onto the comforter because you have to line the corners up with the cover. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's part of the human struggle. It's what makes us closer as human beings, knowing that we all have to deal with this. Oprah posted a video for the first time struggling with her duvet cover, and it was hilarious because it was probably the first time Oprah's ever had to put on her own duvet cover, and it's like, yes, so relatable. If I had Oprah on my podcast, I would talk to her about that duvet cover moment. But I would also like to have Gary Busey on the podcast because Gary Busey's highly, highly entertaining. Have you guys been watching The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary? I can't recommend that enough. It is fascinating and interesting and thought-provoking and inspiring, and I just loved it so much. I have one more episode left. I have the 10th episode left, but it's so good. I can't recommend that enough. And I'm not like a huge basketball fan, and I fucking loved it. Okay, now back to my notes. I brought all these notes so I can cover a lot of podcast topics. Okay, vacuuming. People don't realize how exhausting it is to vacuum. At least I didn't realize how exhausting it is to vacuum. To really do a thorough job vacuuming, you got to get in there. You have to commit. You have to be willing to move furniture around. You have to get in there. You got to make sure you're getting all that dust. Make sure you're getting those corners. I pull out chairs. I make sure there's streaks in the carpet. I don't fuck around when it comes to vacuuming. Some of you half-ass it. I've seen it. You guys, you just don't commit enough. Not me. I vacuum like a 1950s housewife on speed. You heard it here on Shank. I get in there. I move the furniture. There's streaks. Honestly, after I vacuum, I'm fucking exhausted. yeah, somebody asked if I could play a character from a book and act the part, who would it be? And I said Daisy from The Great Gatsby, because like luxurious 20s vibe, so fun. I also think it would be fun to play like an older like female version of like a Holden Caulfield character. Also, I would like to play live action Daria if that was an option, because Daria is a cartoon icon who doesn't get enough credit for being the first like cynical, dry, dark bitch that the media really has depicted. I think Daria is an icon and she's often overlooked. Do you guys hold on to childhood resentments? Because there's just like a few people that I'd rather never see again. You know what I mean? And I was thinking the other day about this girl that I went to elementary school with, and how she used to have the best parties. Like, you know, when you went to somebody's house for a party and you're like, damn, now that's a party. And you're like a kid and you're like, I wish my birthday party was like that, but yours never was as fun as that. But yours was fun, but just never as fun as that. That's how this was. This girl, the best parties. She used to, okay, the first party I ever went to that she threw, it was in the 90s. It was when troll dolls were taken off. I had a bunch of troll dolls. Loved them. And this was when the troll dolls were cute still. I'm not feeling the new troll shape. I feel like the new troll dolls, like, they just don't speak to me in the same way as like the OG troll dolls. Now they're like cartoony and weirder looking. The original ones, they had like the fluffy hair, and they had like the original 90s ones when they had like treasure trolls and they had like little gems on their bellies. Is there anything more fun than a troll doll? I don't think so. So imagine this, you're 5 years old. Troll dolls just came out. You get invited to a birthday party at this girl's house, and they say bring your troll dolls, and you're obsessed with troll dolls, and you bring your troll dolls, and guess what the party was? You make little homes for your troll dolls. So you get a little shoebox, and then you glue in some fake grass, and then you have little rooms in your it was amazing. It was incredible. It was like one of the most innovative, best birthday parties I ever went to as a kid. Same girl, a couple years later, her parents blow snow into her front lawn. They blow snow, okay? We're living in Southern California. It's never snows in the valley. It's hot as hell here. There's no really winter. Like, there's rain, but there's no snow. So I had never really even seen snow. I get invited to the snow party. This bitch has got snow blown all over the lawn. First thing I say to my parents is, I want to have a snow party. My parents say, we are not ruining the lawn with snow. Are you crazy? This bitch, we were sledding. We had toboggans in the front yard. We had the time of our lives. She also had a country western birthday party where she brought in line dancers to teach everyone. And she would invite the whole class. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm a parent, I'm like, listen, you're not inviting the whole class. You can have a couple friends over. Well, color. I don't know. I'm tired. Because I can't even imagine being a parent during a pandemic, because I can't even... It's hard enough just being a human during a pandemic, and then you factor in like offspring that you have to like feed. I don't know. If you're a parent and you're going through the pandemic with your children at home, make sure you're treating yourself to some treats, whether that be, you know, a bowl. Sometimes you need a joint, you need a bowl, you need an extra, you know, piece of cake. Walk around the block an extra time. Take a little time for yourself. I'm not a parent, and the reason I'm probably not a parent is because I'm sitting here telling you to take the edge off by hitting the bong. So I don't know. Make some moon water, put it in your bath, drink it, make tea with it, watch Lena Dunham live on Instagram. There's all kinds of things you can do, all kinds of ways you can spend your time. Somebody asked me, is macaroni and cheese the root of evil or a misunderstood necessity? And now this question boggles my mind, because I don't think it's either. I don't think it's the root of evil. It's certainly not the root of evil. Macaroni and cheese is a gift from the gods. Macaroni and cheese is just nuggets of pure happiness. Macaroni and cheese is not a misunderstood necessity. Is it a misunderstood necessity? Is mac and cheese a necessity? I wouldn't say it's a necessity. I wouldn't even say it was misunderstood. I think mac and cheese is more understood than most foods. I think olives are more misunderstood than macaroni and cheese. Olives are fucking weird. What the hell is an olive when you really think about it? It's a weird taste. Capers are weird. Capers and olives are weird. Macaroni and cheese, it's not the root of evil, and it's not a misunderstood necessity. I don't think any food is the root of evil unless it's like Monsanto, or misunderstood necessity. A misunderstood necessity. This question's just boggling my mind. I gotta be honest. I don't know. I don't know how to answer this question. I fucks with mac and cheese. Hell yeah, I fucks with mac and cheese. And is it the root of evil? I don't think it's the root of evil, but it's certainly temptation. It's certainly put here by the devil to try to get us to consume a lot of calories. Mac and cheese is a tool that the devil uses to make you obese. You heard it here on Shank. Panic masturbation. I can't recommend that enough. Again, if you guys have extra energy, get a hula hoop, get a trampoline, get out there, get some endorphins, stretch, meditate, write. Writing helps a lot. I've been trying so hard to write jokes, and some days it's easier than others, but I'm still doing it a little bit each day. I've also managed to teach myself how to paint my own nails. I mean, my hair, by the time this is all said and done, is going to be to my ass. I'm going to be looking like a dirty hippie, straight out of Woodstock. I don't even know who I'm going to be. Somebody asked me if I prefer circumcised or uncircumcised. And as much as I don't like questions like this, I'm not going to avoid answering them. I prefer circumcised. I said it. You heard it here on Shank. You asked, I told. Guys, I hope that you are taking care of yourself during this quarantine. I hope that you're finding ways to stay sane. I hope that you're having fun, because sometimes a little bit of fun can go a long way. And it doesn't have to be like a drug-induced fun. It could be something just outside, playing outside, learning from kids. Kids oftentimes are smarter than we give them credit for. Gardening is a good way to get outside. If you don't have the space, maybe you can buy a little planter and put it on your porch, or if you have a patio or outside your door, take a walk, get outside, learn how to cook if you don't know how to cook. Cooking is fun. It's fucking exhausting. Frankly, I could go literally 6 months without eating an egg. I've been eating so many eggs. I love eggs because they're protein, and I feel like that's a good way to start the day. I've also slipped into Harper Bazaar's food diaries, which I can't recommend that enough. It shows people's eating habits and everything that they eat in a day. The Grimes one is amazing because she eats the weirdest shit. And for some reason, it's just really interesting to hear what other people eat in a day. It doesn't seem like it would be, but if you get bored enough, I can't recommend it enough. Smoke a little weed and watch Harper's Bazaar. Everything I eat in a day on YouTube. Guys, I can't thank you enough for continuing to support the podcast, for leaving your reviews, for telling your friends about the show, for everything, and for tuning in, for sending the questions every week. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of Shank. Tell your friends about it. Share this episode. I hope I'm bringing you the entertainment that you crave this quarantine. Look out for more hula hooping live streams. We're going to do trampoline live streams. We're going to be doing collaborative podcast with Chelsea Skidmore. It's going to be a 2-part episode, so look out for that as well. And you can send any questions you have for me to answer on the podcast to shenk, shenk.pod@gmail.com. Once again, that's shenk, shenk.pod@gmail.com. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a good Wednesday. Bye.